Hello students, welcome back to the SCITM online learning platform. I Kirti Sharma, working as an assistant professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. Today in the lecture series of design and analysis of algorithms, we will discuss the further topics or applications of the backtracking, like graph coloring problem and N-Queen's problem. So one by one we will discuss both the problems with respect to the backtracking concept. So let's start with the coloring problem using the backtracking. Graph coloring is a problem actually. What kind of thing is there? Like G is a be a graph here in the graph coloring problem. G be a graph and M is any positive integer here. Now what it is M? So we will discuss it. The problem is to color all the vertices of the graph using some only M colors. Whatever is the value of M value as an integer, that much color we will use in order to color the vertices of all the vertices of the graph in such a way that no two adjacent nodes or vertices have the same color. That is the restriction here or constraint here. That is implicit constraint here that is given here in case of backtracking, like graph coloring using the backtracking process. If any node is coming, like adjacent node having the same color, then there is a need to backtrack, right? So we will solve this problem, we have to color all the vertices of the graph one by one with the m number of colors. Whatever is the value of the m, we have to take it minimum. If it is given, then we have to take as much number of colors in order to color the graph. Most probably we have to take the minimum number of the, like by default we have to take minimum number of the colors in order to color all the vertices of the graph, right? So it is necessary to find the smallest integer value of the m here. So smallest possible color in order to apply or in order to color all the vertices of the graph. So that is known as, like, to color the number from how many number of the colors you are coloring the vertices of the graph. That number is known as the chromatic number of the graph. So it's a technical term that is given here to the smallest integer m value. It's technically known as like chromatic number of the graph. Chromatic number is the number of the colors used in order to color all the vertices of a graph G, right? So it's a chromatic number. So we have to find it out how many colors we need in order to color all the vertices of a graph. So using the backtracking concept. So let's start with the problem. We will take an example in order to get the clarity over here. So graph coloring problem here, its application actually, where is its application? A map. If you have a map, you can transform the map into a graph by representing each region of a map into nodes, and if two regions are adjacent, then the corresponding node are joined by an edge. For many years it was known that 5 colors required to color any map, right? So it's by default, it's a assumption that already taken. So after several hundred years, mathematicians will help a computer sort the 4 colors are sufficient here. So RGB concept you have already studied, like I hope. So it's all around, like what how many minimum numbers of the colors need or required in order to color the map. So how we can say that, like, it's given the application of the graph coloring, like you have to take the regions of the map as a node, and you have to find the adjacent regions and cover them by an edge. So what it's mean actually, if you have any, I'm just drawing here this region, then yes, I have drawn this, like this one is region 1, this one is region 2, region 3, region 4. I hope it is clear. I'm changing the color to give the clarity here. Now what we have to do is, like, this region with mark 1, this is a node, this is also a node, this is also a node, this is also a node. We have taken these 4 regions as a nodes, right? Now we have to connect them. How we have to connect all those things, like this particular region is connected with this one, so connect it. 1 to 2, 2 to 3 is connected, 1 to 3 is not directly connected, so no need to connect. 3 to 4 is connected, 1 to 4 is connected, 2 to 4 is also connected. So now we can convert it into the graph like this. 1 to 2 is connected, 3 to 2 to 3 is connected, 3 to 4 is connected, and 1 to 4 is connected, and 2 to 4 is connected. Now this is a graph like how regions are there in a map. Now we have to take all these regions as a node, and we have to connect all the adjacent regions with the edge, with the help of edge, and it will form as a graph form. Now we can solve it with the help of graph coloring problem. Now the problem may be like having the application as if you have a map some regions, you have to color those maps with the minimum number of the colors, right? No two adjacent regions should be with the like filled with the same color. Why? Because there will not be any uniqueness or separatability in the reasons if you will fill them with the same color. So that is the application of the graph coloring problem here. So now it's the time to to discuss this particular problem with the help of an example. So before taking an example, I want to show discuss here one thing more. Solve how to solve the problem. There are some steps. Like if graph is represented by its adjacency matrix graph, so there are adjacency matrix graph. I hope everybody know, like 1, 2. I have taken that example previously. Right now, this one, and 2 to 4. For example, this is a graph. So what will be the adjacency matrix for this? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 to 1, is there any path? No. Like mark it is 0. 1 to 2, is there any path? Yes. Mark it as 1. 2 to 1 is also there. Mark it as 1. 1 to 3, no path. So 0. So 0. You have to put it 0. 1 to 4, yes. 4 to 1, yes. 3 to 1, no. 0. 2 to 2, no. 3 to 3, no. 4 to 4, no. 2 to 3, yes. 1. 2 to 4, yes. 1. 3 to 2, yes. 1. 3 to 4, yes. 1. 4 to 2, yes. 1. 4 to 3, yes. 1. So this is an adjacency matrix with respect to this graph. So I hope it's clear to all. Whatever is the number of vertices we are having in a graph, so each and everything we have to do, every graph is represented here with the help of adjacency matrix graph. So where graph, if ij is equals to true, like if it's true, like it's having an edge ij, and you can fill a color it with, like it exists in between them, like 1 and 2 are two vertices. Is there any exist, first you have to check, is there any edge exist in between those vertices or not? First task is that. If it is exist, then there is an edge here. If it is not exist, otherwise what you have to do, the color will be represent. Next step, first you have to check, is there any edge in between two vertices, what for what we are checking or not? If like next step, what we have to check, we have to color, mark the colors with some integer values, like color 1, color 2, color 3, and the solution with the n tuples we have to mention as like this, x in the form of x1. That means first color you are filling here, right? So where we xi is the color of the node I, right, representing. So second thing, you have to fill the color here. Now next thing, what you have to follow here, next thing is the solution you can represent with the help of state space tree, that we already know. Like with the help of state space tree, we can represent the solution. Or you can also say solution space diagram, solution space tree, state space tree, anything you can say it as like that. Like there are very alternative names are they available. So each node at a level I has m childrens corresponding to the m possible assignments. So m is the number of the colors that you like here, number of the childrens that is having at each and every level here. So I value, level values depends on the childrens, so how many childrens are there, so as much different colors we need with the m, because all these are the maybe the adjacent now. So that's why different colors we need for the adjacent nodes. So nodes at level n plus 1 are the leaf nodes, and the tree has the degree m with the height n plus 1, right? So it's all about the graph that we have to color, right? So what about the next thing here? Next is we have an example to discuss here this problem. So what is an example? This is saying that this is a graph that is given to you. Here vertices are enumerated in order, alphabetical order, A to F, A, B, C, D, E, F. We have aligned all the vertices in a alphabetical order, increasing order, A to F. The color, we have three colors here. We are taking, assuming as a three color, red, green, blue colors are there to color on these vertices. So we are starting here with the like how we can color these vertices, all the vertices of a graph. We are taking here color 1 as a orange color. So I just mark here one color number 1. So color 1 we are taking here, and with this, what are the adjacent nodes are there with respect to A node, A and F, right? So this particular B node you cannot color with the same node, same color whatever we have taken here. So what is the next step here? We have to color it with a different node, like this first color could not be there on B and F here, right? So what should be next part here? We have taken here second color. So color 2 we have taken here, right? So what are the adjacent of the B, C and F? So F cannot have the first color and second color, so some different color we have to take here. So what about C node? C node cannot have the second color, it can, but it can have the first color. So until and unless there is not necessary, we will not take the extra color. Okay, so we are marking here I'm just showing you, we are marking it as a 1. So what it's mean actually, we are covering and we are coloring this node also with the color number 1, right? Now what about the adjacent of the C? E is the adjacent and D is the adjacent, so both of them cannot have the color number 1, right? But what about the color number 2? Yes, it can have. So if I align the D with the color number 2, what will happen? What will happen here? Color number 2 we can align here. Yes, we can assign the color number 2 here, right? So what is the next? Adjacency node of the D is, adjacent node is E, right? So E cannot have the color number 1 and color number 2. Now it's the time to take the color number 3 here, right? That means if you are aligning the red here, green here, blue here, so either you can take the red, green, blue, or you can take the color number 1, color number 2. It's up to you, right? So I'm taking here like there are three colors only, right? But I'm not taking the colors here. I'm marking the color numbers here, right? So I'm taking here color number 3 with for the E node, right? So here I've taken the color number 3 here, right? For color number 3 here for E node. What are the adjacent of E or F only, because everything is already covered. But F cannot have the color number 1 because it's adjacent of A node. It cannot have the color number 2 because it is also the adjacent of B, and it also cannot have the color number 3 because it also adjacent of the E also. So that's why it's stuck here. Our problem it's a problem here. Now it's a stucking point. You cannot take the decision here for the F. So it's the time to backtrack here, right? So now we are doing the backtrack here. We are just recoloring the E. We are just recoloring the E and coming back to the D to change the color, because in order to, if there is a need to change the color of E here, if we want to mark the color on, or we are on the F node, so again we have to check for the D itself, right? So what we will check here for the D here, so we will check like is any color or possible for the D? Yes. So in the previous what we have decided, color number 2 will be filled, right? Now I'm changing, 1 of course cannot be filled, but now I'm changing the color of the D here. Color number 3 we are placing here. Color number 3 we are just changing the color of the D node here, right? In order to get the solution for the E and F, right? So now color number 3 is there with the D. Now next, what is the possibility? Now we have to check it what? For the E. Now color number 2 can be marked for the E here. Now I'm changing here. It's coming back and it's changing here. This is the backtracking process actually. Wherever you stuck, just do the backtracking here, right? So of course you have also played the games also like this. So it's very easy to and simple to understand actually. So here now color number 2 is there. Now what about the F? F Now color number 1 and color number 2 cannot align to the node F, but color number 3 can be there, right? So we can fill the color number 3 here on the F node. So finally we got the solution over here. What is the solution that we got here? Solution is color number 3 is there on the F node. So after that, at last stage we are getting all the vertices with the different colors, no two adjacent vertices with the same color. So we follow the backtracking concept here on in order to fill all the vertices with the different colors. So without backtracking, it was not possible like to fill to check it out with all the vertices with the different colors. So it's important part here to backtrack. So there are some, like, it's a graph coloring process, the state space diagram that is shown here. Like how you have decided. So first you have chosen the color number 1 for the A node. We have represented here nodes here. A for A node, we have taken what? Color number 1. So what is the next? For B, we have taken the next color. You cannot apply the color number 1. So color number 2 we have taken, right? For C, we can apply the color number 1. So we have taken the color number 1. For D, we cannot apply the color number 1, but we have tried the color number 2, and after applying the color number 2 for D, we struck somewhere for the F, because for the E, color number 1 cannot apply, color number 2 cannot apply, color number 3 we have applied, but for the F we don't have any solution for color 1, 2, 3. That's why we struck and we rotate, we have done the backtracking here and we came back over here. Now at the place of D, we have changed the color 2 with the color number 3. Then we have tried it for the 1. It's not possible to apply the 1 for color number 1, so we applied the color number 2 here. So at the last stage for F, color number 1 didn't have any possibility, color number also 2 don't have any possibility to assign at the F. Color number 3 we have assigned here. The F node is filled with the color number 3. So in that manner we have filled all the vertices with the color that is shown here with the help of diagram also. So next we have a state space diagram. It's also interesting to know about the state space tree diagram, because it's also like indicating the same thing here, but in the tree form. What it's indicating, like we have represented here the colors as a number 1, number 2, number 3. So as a solution we have covered here, like if you are apply the color number 1, what will happen, color number 2, what will happen. So all the possibilities first we have to need to draw in the state space diagram. How we have to draw the state space free diagram? First like possibilities color, like first possible color 1 for 1 and 2. So color 1 we applied, color 2, color 3 we have applied. First we are expanding E node, you can say we are expanding node 2, because first we are taking the one node here and we will expand it completely, then after we will come here for 2 and 3, because we know backtracking is a depth first search process. So it follows the depth first search. First it will go into the depth of the tree, whatever it may possible, then after it will come back in order to trace the next level or next depth, next sequence of the tree. So first here, there is a need to traverse the first color here. First color, if you're like all the possibility you have to write for the node 2 here, color 1, color 2, color 3. Now there is no any condition we are applying over here in the starting. First we have to apply all the possible solutions, then after we will take the condition also. So for node 3, all the colors we have applied, 1, 2, 3, yes. The next step what we have to do, like same manner we have to apply the restriction and you have to show what it is possible, what is not possible, right? So I hope it is clear to all. You can draw this diagram. No need to draw in exam complete diagram. There should be a concept clearance there. No need to find it for each and every one. Okay. So procedure, this is an algorithm for the graph coloring method. So procedure, I'm coloring K coloring. K is a variable that we are taking, how many colors we can take. So in the previous example we have decided like we have to take the 3 colors. It may possible with the 4 colors, 5 colors, but minimum color number of the colors to fill the nodes we required in the particular problem. So always try for the minimum number of the colors. That only then that particular problem will be beneficial for you in order to solve it. Okay. So there is a Boolean graphic is there in the adjacency matrix. You have to draw like 0 and 1 here, and where you need the adjacency matrix in the graph coloring in order to check is there any edge in between two vertices or not. So if one is there in the adjacency matrix, then there is an edge. So then we will check the adjacent matrix and colors on them. So first there is a need of the adjacency matrix. Then we have to find the next values and compare them. Is it 0 or 1? If it is like, and color them with the help of n value, like whatever it is, color it. And in the else spot call, we are again calling the same with the help of recursive method color function. So what we are doing here, we are just updating the k value, k plus 1, k plus 1, and it will repeat until unless all the vertices of the color, like graph, will be colored with the minimum number of the colors. So it is an algorithm that you can follow here. So you can write this particular algorithm also in order to give the clarity in the exam also. So this is also an part of the algorithm. In previous algorithm we have taken the next value k as a processor, so we have given that solution like what we have exactly in the next value k. We are updating the value of xk here. We are updating the node with the help of mod function, and we are checking it, is it equals to 0 or not. If it is not, like, with the help of for loop we are updating the j value, and again checked for the next colors, or like if it is adjacent there should not be the same color. We are updating the value of the color here, right, until it becomes false, like either all will be filled with the different colors or there is a failurity. So we have to find each and everything with the help of algorithm. So it was all about the graph coloring problem. So next we have the four queens problem. N queens problem is a problem here in which we have the n queens in such a manner on the n by n chessboard. I hope everyone has seen the chessboard, right? So there is like is the rules of the chessboard says like no queens attack each other by being the same row. No two queens should be there in the same row, same column, and or diagonal. That is the rule of the queen to placing the queen in the on the chessboard, n by n chessboard. So what could be the value of the n? Minimum possible value we have to take. Like if we'll take n equals to 1, so it will be trivial solution, like where you will place the queen, where will not be place the queen. There is no any option. That's why it's not possible to apply it on the 1. If we will take the 2, value of the n is 2, that means 2 by 2 chessboard is there. So then also it's not possible. Why is it so? 1 by 1 it's not possible for the 2, like as like this or as like this, because the two queens should not be there in the same row or in the same column. Here also there is a problem. Two queens cannot be in the same row, cannot be in the same column. So it's also creating problem. N equals to 2, 2 by 2 is also not possible. Same for n by n value 3, 3 by 3 chessboard is also not possible at all, because there will be a diagonal concept also. And what is the rule here? The queens must not attack each other with by being in the same row, same column, or same diagonal, right? So minimum n value is 4 we have to take here. So, and 4 by 4 cross matrix, 4 by 4 chessboard we have to take, the according to your syllabus you have the 8 queens problem, but to minimizing the problem and to give the clarity about the queens problem, I'm taking here the 4 queens problem first. And after getting the clearance about the 4 queens, you will automatically will get the clarity about the 8 queens also. So explanation I'm giving here for the 4 queens problem and 8 queens problem, you can directly do it. So now let's start. If you have the 4 by 4 chessboard and the number of rows and columns of the chessboard is 1 through 4, so how you can define the chessboard here? So since we have to place 4 queens, so how you can place the 4 queens? So q1, q2, q3, q4, name of the 4 queens here on the chessboard you have to align. No two queens attack each other. Condition is that each queen must be placed on different row. So first we have to decide the different rows, and like we have taken the chessboard of the 4 by 4 here. So q1 is a very first acceptable position. Like first if we will take here, we can also understand this particular thing in with the help of diagram also, state space tree also. So if I will take here q1 like here also, I'm giving you the rough sketch here. So what it's mean, if I'm placing the queen 1 at the 1 1 position, what will happen? queen 2 could not be in the same row? Yes. Could not be in the same column? Yes. Could not be diagonally? Yes. So what will happen? We will assign the queen 2 here. We can assign, yes. We can either assign it here or here. There is no any problem. First I'm taking the condition if I'm assigning it here. So how many possibilities there for the queen 3? If one more thing here, like we have to align all the queens in the separate rows. That will make by default one thing clear: no queen should be there in the same row, but we have to take care of the column and the diagonal, right? So what will happen the next? That's why we have taken this 4x4 chessboard now. So what about the queen 3? Queen 3 could not be there in this row. Here it is not possible because diagonal is there. It is also not possible here because diagonal is here, right? That means no possibility for the queen 3. So failurity is there. Now there is a need to backtrack. That means other possibility for the q2 is what? We have to place the q2 here on the q4 here, right? Now check the possibility for the q3. It could not be there. Yes, it could be there, q3, but it could not be there, right? So q3 is okay. Now what do we have to check it for the q4? Q4 cannot be there. Yes, cannot be there. Cannot be there. No, this is also not possible because diagonally, and this is also not possible. That means again there is a problem. Q4 cannot, you cannot align the q4. That means there is a time to backtrack. Now there is no any possibility for the q3 here, right? There is no any possibility for the q2 here because all two possibilities were there. We have already covered them. Now there is a possibility with the q1. Now there is a need to change the q1 itself, right? So if we will change the q1 position, we are assigning the q1 here, right? So what we are doing, we are changing the position of the q1 here. Now what will be the scene for the q2? Q2 cannot be there. No, cannot be there. No, because diagonal is there, same column is there, diagonal is there. Now q2 you can place it over here. Now what about the q3? You can assign the q3 here. Yes, you can, because there is no any problem, right? You cannot assign the q3 here. You cannot assign the q3 here because of diagonal and because of the column, same column, right? So what about the q4? You cannot assign the q4 here because the same column. You cannot assign the q4 here because of diagonal. You can assign here q4. There is no any problem, but cannot here, right? So what about the queens problem? For queens problem, you get the solution in order to place all the four queens individually, like with the at the different different places. So this was a solution for the 4x4 or 4 queens problem. So now there is a need to change to show you these things with the help of state space diagram. So this is the solution that we have already discussed, right? One more thing, there is a mistake here. This q1 should be there, and this q2 should be there, and this q3 should be there, and this q4 should be there, right? Just make it correct. It's wrongly placed here, right? So next what we have to do, like this is a solution space diagram here. State space diagram, what it is showing actually, like first that we have already discussed, take the first q1 as a first place, try for the q2 that we have tried already. Next tried for the q3. If you will not get the further possibility for the q3 here, this there is no any further possibility for the q3, that is a dead point here. Now we have to take the backtrack and we changed the q2 position here. Yes, we have already changed, right? So now there is a position for the q4 possible, but cannot possible for the q4. Dead end is there. Now need to backtrack again, coming here and tracing this point. So we have placed the mark here. Like first we have tried this, second we have tried this, third number, fourth number, fifth step we have tried this. Change the q1 position here. After that, change the q2 position, align the q2 position according to the q1, and q3 position is okay, q4 position is okay. In the 8 steps, we have aligned all the 4 queens in a particular location that follows the rules and regulation, like no two queens are crossing each other, like in a diagonally, not in the same row, not in the same column. So it is the solution for the 4 queens problem. So state space diagram is also shown here, like a DFS. If we follow the depth first search, first we have to write all the possible solutions. Here x1, x2, x3 representing the all 4 queens, that columns we are taking here, like 4 columns 1 to 2, like we are not taking here, we are taking the steps here by marking 1 2 2 3 4 5 is there. All the possibilities we have to mark first. No need to draw this complicated diagram in the exam, but there is a need to understanding very well. If you can draw, you can try your no problem, right? So one first step is there. You have to take the first starting vertex, starting place, and you have to align the first queen, and then second queen you can align here. Second queen we have aligned here, right? Then third queen, fourth queen. First possibility is that without following any condition we are doing this, right? Next what we can do, 1 3 2, like first one, I'm just removing 1 2, then I'm changing the possibility, like 4 we are doing first, then 3 third queen we are placing. Yes, it is also possible. 1 3 2 4, 1 3 4 2, 1 4 2 3, 1 4 3 2. We have to cover all possibility. Like first we will go in the depth, then we will come back, we need to come back again and again. We have to follow each and everything, right? So all the possible solutions, how many solutions are possible for the and the space, if you have the, and how many number of the nodes we can take over here, you have to decide it, right? So there's a formula also, you can trace it. There is no need to write it, you can follow it. Like summation, you have to do the summation all the jth node, like whatever is the possibility is needed. Like at the level first, how many is there? 1, right? I have to add all the summation. Like I'm just writing it over here. 1 as a first node. How many is there? 1 plus. What is there? How many possibility at the second level? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, second level, 4 possibilities. Now, for third, how much time we have to traverse? Like 1 I've already covered. 2, 3, 4. So, all the nodes having at this particular level having the 3 options to move. So, what it's mean? Like 2 into like 3 into 3 times we have taken, like, so sorry, 4 times. Whatever is the previous node, 4 nodes are there, so 4, for the 4 nodes we have the 3 possibilities at that level, and we have to do the sum of each and everything. At last we will get here 65 here, right? So each and every possibility we have to cover. So it's totally optional to draw this type of diagram in your final exam, but it's important to know about it, right? So here the final solution comes from this particular path. Like from 1 it's backtracking, and from 1 if we will start, then 1 4 3 1, that is final solution for the 4 queens that we can follow, right? That we have already seen here, right? So 2 4 1 3, right? So it's a solution. So 2 we have to cover, then 4 1 3. So 2 4 1 3 is the solution here for this 4 queen problem. Next, about the 8 queen problem, we have 8 by 8 chessboard, and we have to align the same manner that we have discussed for the 4 queen. Like we have to start from the q1 here, right? Now we have to check it for the q2. Q2 cannot placed here, q2 cannot placed here, but q2 can placed here. Yes, there is no problem, right? If I'm taking is a solution, then I'm just giving you an example how you can trace it over here, right? Q2 for the q3, you cannot place q3 here, you cannot place q3 here, you cannot place q3 here, but you can place q3 here, right? What about the q4? Q4 cannot be placed here, you can place q4 here, so I'm placing it here. What about q5? You cannot place q4, q5 you can place over here, right? Yes, you can. Next, what we have? Q6 you cannot place it over here. q6 we can place here. What about q7? Yes, you can place q7 over here. No other possibility. What about the q8? Cannot align the q8 here, cannot assign the q8 here in this row. One problem is there, you cannot assign the q7 here, you cannot assign the q7 here, you cannot assign the q7 here, you cannot assign the q7 here in the same row, you cannot assign the q7 here, you cannot assign the q7, you can assign the q7 here last, right? What about the q8? You cannot assign the q8 here, q8 cannot assign here, cannot assign here, Here is also not possible because of diagonal, and here is no, there is no any possibility for the Q4. That is the problem. That is the reason there is a need to change the back, to do the backtracking. And after doing the backtracking each and every time, like if you will do the backtrack and come here on the Q1 and replacing the Q1 place here on the 2 place, then also there is a problem. Last final solution that is possible here regarding this particular approach, the last final solution that is shown here. So you can try one by one in the steps according to the, like whatever asked in the question. You can explain each and everything that I've shown here separately, step by step, in order to give the clarity to the examiner. I have shown you this shortly, this thing, because you have already discussed the four queens problem. So you have to explain each and everything step by step, like when you are placing Q1 here, what is happening, from where you are doing the backtrack. Then if you are assigning Q1 here, then what is the problem. Then Q1 at the third place, what are the possibilities. Lastly, if you are placing it at the fourth place, you are getting the complete solution to place all 8 queens here on the 8 by 8 chessboard with the following some constraints that we have, implicit constraints, right? So each and everything you have to try in order to get the solution for this problem. So in that manner, backtracking helps us to finding out the queen's problem, like to solve the queen's problem, graph coloring problem, Hamiltonian problem that we've already discussed. So it was all about the backtracking process. So in the next, this is a algorithm that you can follow here. So first what you have to do, second, like two queens cannot be placed on these places, same diagonal should not be there. First equation implies that g minus 1 I minus k. So all these things whatever I have told you the verbally, that are shown here with the help of some statements here, right? And this is the algorithm that you have to follow. Like first thing you have to check it out here, like j value 1 to k possibilities are there, either you can place it or not. If you can place it, you have to check it out. Like if it is true, then the queen can be placed in the kth row. If ith column, otherwise it is false. Then X array is a global array here. Final key minus 1 value has been set, and R is the absolute value that will be returned here. And that is the queen's algorithm here that you can place. Like if it is like ensuring you the following the condition, you have to place the queen at that particular location at the ith and kth location, and otherwise you have to repeat the n queens part again and again, right? So recursively you can repeat it, right? It was all about the n queens problem. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So next lecture we will start the backtracking and what are the differences between the branch and bound. Sorry, in next lecture we will start the branch and bound. Up to now we have covered the backtracking. So what is the difference between branch and bound and backtracking, that we've already discussed. Like branch, we will also discuss deeply in the next upcoming lecture. So branch and bound follows the depth first search approach, and branch and bound follows the breadth approach. So that is also difference in between them. So in next lecture we will start the branch and bound concept. So stay tuned with the lecture series. Thank you. Have a nice day.